Hey, Treasure Finder MD here. I'm back at this house in Old Hillsborough Road in Mebane. Just literally walked off with my Fisher and my Garrett metal detector. Actually, the Garrett found it, and within a couple feet, I think I found a dime. Don't know the age, but I've been testing on the Garrett and the Fisher, and outside of this beautiful piece of property, I've been doing some comparison between these two metal detectors. One's the Garrett 250 with the Accelerator EQ Pro coil, and then your base F2 Fisher. And what I've been finding, I've shown proof of this in a video I still have to put up, is the Fisher seems to discriminate a little bit more defiant in its metals. The Garrett, that's not a bad metal detector, but I get into closer areas and I find bottle caps still coming up as dimes, where I take the Fisher over it and it just doesn't come up with anything. It just lets me go over it. So in this case, I'm still comparing the two, and as you can see, getting a really good dime reading, which is good. That gives me more confident that it probably is. I'm going to take the Garrett over it. It's also saying a dime, about 6 inches down. So, but I've had times in the past with the Garrett, and many times that's the reason why I bought the Fisher, is it shows up as a can or a bottle cap. It's disheartening. It's kind of discouraging. So, and I have found the Fisher to be a little bit more precise in that sense. If I had a bigger coil, I think after, I don't know, probably about 30 hours of using the Fisher now since I bought it recently, I would say the Fisher is the better of the metal detectors at this point. Just for the fact that, and I know I've heard people say you need to recalibrate the Garrett when you put a new coil on it like this, but I was told it was already calibrated for this machine and I wouldn't have to do that. But at this point, I love the Garrett for big, wide open areas, beaches. You know, it's a great machine. I'm sure there's probably Garretts out there 250 where people are saying, I don't have these problems. I don't know. All I know is I'm having this problem. It finds everything when it comes to my bottle caps and cans. It sounds just like a dime. It sounds promising where the Fisher goes over it. So I'll let you know when I find in the spot, and hopefully the Fisher confirms that it is a dime, where at times it will tell me that it's not, where the Garrett does, and sure enough it's a bottle cap. Alright, I'm back. Well, not a good example, but it is a little can coming up, and the Fisher. As you saw earlier before I dug it up, we were getting 70, 74s, which on the Fisher is usually a dime, and then it is jumping around, which is usually a good indication that the Garrett's having a difficulty discriminating what's what. So I guess it's all about what you feel more familiar with. But I know I've been in situations where the Fisher has come out on top. Yeah, it makes mistakes like all of them, but I'm still going to state to the fact that it's a better machine at this point. I was neutral up until recently. Thank you. Here, been hunting down with the Fisher F2 here, and I come across this spot. Sounds pretty promising. Let's see if I can set this down without my Garrett going off. Okay, the Garrett's going to go off in the background. Hold on a minute. Alright. One thing I do like better about the Garrett though is it saves your discrimination with a fish. Every time you turn it on, you gotta set it again. But other than that, I come across this spot. Okay, I might have changed my mind. This spot sounded pretty healthy. Got nickel. I don't really even search for nickels. I know most people, because they're too close to junk. But I come across this spot right here, and it's saying nickel all the way, okay? Alright. So, getting nickel. Alright. And as you can see, it's a pull tab. So, crank up my Garrett, because I'm curious to see what it was going to come up with. Over. And it's pretty much discriminating it out. So, in this case, the Garrett comes up the winner. But still an interesting spot. At least by the fisher standpoint, it seemed like when I was scanning over this, I was coming up with something, but now that I have a Garrett, I'm going to pull off. So, if any experts out there can put a rhyme to reason to these two machines, which one overall is the best, more or less, overall, say that again, detector for every environment, let me know. I'd like to know. It'd be nice. Thank you. I'm just going to tell you, both detectors came up jumping around on this one. As you can see, it's an old axe handle. It's about 4 or 5 inches deep. So at first it was coming up mixed signals with a dime, but so cast iron, good to go. Dig it. It's gonna be something you want to find, right? No. It's neat. It's a nice artifact. This is one area of the Garrett I think excels. It's not really showing much. I would have walked away if it was on the ground. Oh boy. Some big spiders too. Seen some real big ones. Seems like she just laid eggs too. They're walking around everywhere out here. Alright, I'm working my way. That's a big tree that fell, by the way. Working my way around the back side of this house in Hillsborough, and come up to this spot. I also like to note I'm having a great time digging in this the ground here. It's got a little bit of water to it. Had some rain recently, but it's really easy. It's nice rich soil at this place. You can tell they farmed it for many years, and it's not the hard clay like, see it right here. You can dig just right down into it, no problem. That's so nice compared to some of the houses in this area that are full of clay, and it's just really hard to dig. So, but anyways, I found a copper tubing over here, and then I'm kind of coming up with a couple things here. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to dig any further. It's deep. It's jumping around, so that's usually not a good sign. And I've already gone down a little bit. Let me swipe it with my Garrett Pro Pointer. Nothing really on top. Oh, yeah, a little bit. I don't like them when they're this deep. It's usually not good news. So I'll dig this one up and let you know. So I dug that hole, and I'm actually kind of glad I did. I mean, nothing real significant, but if anyone can tell me what that is, I have no idea. So I'll have to clean it up and let you know. Pretty interesting. Came up as, I'll show you. This is, found some copper too. Got a little bit of copper laying around here. So on the Fisher came up zinc 52, and then on the Garrett between a dime and a penny. So I guess sometimes it really is luck. But you dig them, you get something. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but I have no idea what that is. Interesting. Okay, I'm over here. There's a house up there. I'm still following off from the back side. Went over to the woods here. Nice pines. Nice little area back here. Imagine there's a fence up there where they had it gated off, probably, or not gated but fenced off. So I'm down here, come across not really sure, it's probably a can. I'm usually back in this type atmosphere. You're gonna find cans up the wazoo. People walk through the woods hunting and so forth, or you find gun shells, shotgun shells, stuff like that. But I'm gonna dig this up and I'll let you know. Thanks. I'm back. Yeah, I'm not finding no silver coins or gold nuggets, but I tell you, sometimes when you get into a clear setting, these things are really accurate, because what I just found is, looks like a 22 shell. Going over it right here. Oh, it was working earlier. There you go. Anyways, I dug up this whole area right here, as I promised. And what I found is really small. Looks like to a gun. But these things are accurate. They'll find just about anything. And that, all of this, found that. Thanks for watching.